Welcome back. I'm Peter Capelli, Professor of Management here at the Wharton School and Director of our Center for Human Resources. We're going to talk in this part of the program about designing jobs, how we structure them, what we put in them, what it is that we want people to do in individual jobs. And we're going to talk about the logic that drives that from the perspective of organizations and from businesses, those who are for-profit, the strategy that drives the business and then drives the way we design jobs. So we're going to talk maybe first about some terms, maybe some definitions to help us understand the content that will follow. And it begins with the notion of what is a task. So people are going to talk about tasks pretty often in this literature. A task means the individual thing that you are doing. So if you are working as a carpenter might be a job. There are a series of tasks that carpenters perform, framing doors, for example, or putting up drywall. Each of those tasks is independent. They may require different sets of skills, and they bundle together into a job. So if somebody says, what is a job? It is organized around a series of separate tasks, and we hope the tasks have a bunch of things in common. Often jobs become a little quirky if the tasks are really unrelated to each other, in which case it's difficult to find anybody to do the job, and it may be difficult for a person to actually perform well in it because they require such different things. So how do we determine what goes in a job? Well, there used to be a whole literature around this. The topic was called job analysis, where experts would come in and study your workplace. I think these days, for the most part, you just ask the people who are doing the work right now, somebody who is an incumbent in the job in question, you ask them, what do you do? How do you spend your time? Maybe you could follow them around and watch, but that's pretty much how it's done today. It's not so precise, maybe doesn't matter quite so much because the sharp definitions that we saw in jobs a few years ago, and we'll talk about in a couple of minutes, are largely gone. We arrange jobs together to form an organizational chart. So if you put jobs in their relationship to each other, an organizational chart will tell you reporting relationships. That means who in which job reports to whom, to what other job. So it gives you the hierarchy in the organization, and the hierarchy tells you something about decision rights, and that means who gets to decide on what and who gets to boss whom around. So that's what an organization chart tells you. It's made up of jobs, which in turn are made up of tasks. We're going to be talking a lot about the task level, the actual work that gets done, and how we should think about that.